Alright guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I am going to be taking you all through my glute and hamstring workout at MI40. Really quick before I head to the gym, I am going to walk you guys through what I take for my pre-workout. So I am an athlete with Raw Nutrition. I have been with them for a little over a year now, so I use all of their pre-workout creatine pump product, their protein powder, just all of the stuff. I love them, super grateful to be a part of them. There's also the Raw 2K23 meetup coming up next month on June 3rd, I believe, so I will be there. I would love to meet some of you guys, but let me walk you through what I take for my pre-workout. So right now I will just do 1 scoop of the BUM Essential pre-workout. It has 200 milligrams of caffeine in 1 scoop. A lot of people will do 2 scoops. I just prefer to have 1 because I don't like too much caffeine. So I'll do 1 scoop of this, 1 scoop of the Raw Pump Non-Stim formula. I believe you can also do 2 scoops of this. I just prefer to do 1 scoop. And last but not least, in my pre-workout, I will do 1 scoop or 5 grams of creatine. This is their old packaging still, so they rebranded everything and it looks like this new packaging here. I just have the old creatine for now. So I will take 1 scoop of each of those pre-workout, and then during my workouts, I will have 1 scoop of the Raw EAAs. Again, this is the old packaging. This is in the flavor Island Slushy. Also, it is my favorite flavor. It's kind of like a coconut vanilla water flavor. Sounds kind of funny, but trust me, it is amazing, especially if you have this over ice. You can use my code Emily to save on any Raw Nutrition products. I'm going to mix all these up, and I will see you guys at the gym for a glute and hamstring workout. Okay, so today I am doing a glute and hamstring focused workout. I like to start this workout off with deadlifts. I always do conventional deadlifts instead of sumo deadlifts because probably maybe 2-3 years ago now, I actually threw my back out really badly and pulled one of my hamstrings doing sumo deadlifts. So honestly, that traumatized me. So I always just do conventional, and I actually feel stronger with conventional deadlifts. I know that a lot of people feel stronger with sumo deadlifts, but I like to do conventional. So here I'm doing 4 sets of 8 to 10 reps, and I really try to focus on just pulling that slack out of the bar, keeping my back really flat and leading with my chest. Sometimes when the weight gets heavy, my hips will shoot up first, so I really have to try and focus on keeping my back flat and leading with my chest. But it is hard to do when the weight does get heavy. But that's really all I'm focusing on here. I'm making sure that I lock out at the top, pull all the way through the movement, giving my glutes a good squeeze at the top too. And deadlifts are actually one of my favorite movements. So I really look forward to starting this glute and hamstring day off with conventional deadlifts each week.
The rules are, there are no rules. You want to push me? Be my guest. You want to shove me around? Be my guest. You think you can knock me down? Huh? Do you think you can knock me around? Push me? Shove me? I'm coming in the mosh pit. I'm coming to the mosh pit. I'm giving you permission. But beware. The diesel is coming, you little bitch.
Okay, so after deadlifts, I will move on to the seated hamstring curl. I'll try and do 4 sets of about 12 to 15 reps here. And I love this machine because it's one of the only machines that I can truly feel a good connection with my hamstrings on. Sometimes with the lying hamstring curl, my glutes or low back will take over, and my hips are a little uneven, so it can be hard to feel my hamstrings really well on the lying hamstring curl. So I just prefer the seated one, and if you can get into a good position on this machine, I'm telling you, the burn is unreal. I mean, it hurts so bad, and you'll see my face at the end of these sets. It's one of those exercises where when you're going through it, it hurts, but it's like when you stop that set, it hurts even more. So I feel like that happens on seated leg curls and on leg extensions especially. But that is the second exercise. I'll just really try to squeeze my hamstrings and like feel the tension in them first before I contract, and then go through the movement. And then also I will try to hold the weight at the full like peak contraction for about like half a second to a second, just to make sure I'm not using any momentum and I'm just using my hamstrings to move the weight. So the next exercise that I'm doing is a hip thrust. I'll typically do 3 sets of around 10 to 12 reps here, and I'll also usually make the last set that I do a drop set on this exercise. With any kind of glute-focused movement, the biggest thing to keep in mind is your shin angle. So I try and have a vertical shin angle the entire time, and I really try to not let my knee move forward or backwards. So you can kind of see like my leg makes a right angle, and then some other cues to keep in mind with this are not to let your knee travel over your toe. So that would get rid of that vertical shin angle, but you also want to have or not have your feet too far away from you, because that will start to put the stress of the movement on your hamstrings and your low back. So here I am doing this exercise, and I really just try to keep that vertical shin angle and keep the majority of the contraction really just focused in my glutes on these. Moving on now to a glute-focused leg press. Again, another 3 sets of around 10 to 12 reps here. Same thing as on the hip thrust. I will really try to keep that vertical shin angle at the bottom of the movement and press through my heels on this. That way I'm really feeling the contraction in my glutes and not so much my quads. You'll also notice that my feet are really high on the platform here, and I have really long legs, so they're at the very top of the platform. But if I was trying to make this a more quad-focused movement, I would have my feet at the bottom of the platform, and then that would also have my knee traveling more over my toes and getting rid of that vertical shin angle. My second to last movement is a Barbell RDL, and I will aim for about 3 sets of 10 reps here. To be completely honest, these are another movement that I really have struggled with in the past, but I've recently added them back in. So I'm trying to just keep it to 3 sets of 10 reps for now until I really get it down. But I am trying to make these glute-focused RDLs as well, so I'm bending my knees here a little more than I would be if I was trying to target my hamstrings, and really just trying to feel the connection in my glutes while keeping my back really straight and flat the whole time, and then just squeezing my glutes first when I'm at the bottom of the movement to get that weight back up to the top. My final exercise of this workout is the Abduction Machine, and I will aim for just 2 sets of 15 to 20 reps just to finish with a really good burn on the workout. And I like to do this exercise slightly leaning forward and pushing through my heels. Some people like to sit back. It's really just up to however you feel it best and whatever your personal preference is with it.